Good morning, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, those who are listening, watching 3M Creator. It's really praiseworthy, admirable, appreciable moment of life. As we are appreciating value of words, how word has power to regenerate, recreate, reoperate, and redevelop our nation and society. What's the journey of the word? Bottom to top, root to fruit, first to last. It brings revolutionary and visionary change. Nature of the words really helps in understanding, thinking, knowing about the unknown, ununderstandable, unchangeable. Dear friends, before learning any language, we must know the energy of words. Word is commonly used in all fundamentals, basics of all the languages. Word itself is complete, but it does not convey the perfect meaning if we do not speak it properly, naturally, confidently, and correctly. For learning the language, we must check our energy, at what rate we take the air in and we put the air out from the lungs. It is a matter of storage of the air in the lungs. All the writers, listeners, speakers, readers, and singers get proficiency in speaking for long time, in singing for long time, due to holding capacity of the air in their lungs. By doing pranayama, yoga, meditation, we can increase our efficiency. Undoubtedly, word has power, but if we have healthy lungs, healthy our internal organs, freedom of our thoughts, then we can speak the word perfectly, completely, with full of understanding. That is the matter of producing the word. Indian land is known as the Holy Land of the world. All the words in the different languages of the world were generated, created from our holy motherland of India. Some words are used to be spoken, but some words are not used to be spoken. In the beginning of this universe, there was the existence of the word in the form of sound and light. And it was proved by all our holy saints of this holy nation. When there was not the existence of man, there was also the presence of word. There was also the presence of the sound and light. It is written in all our holy scriptures of our holy land, in the different religions of our country, of the world. Nature is the common concept. Sometimes our youngsters, scholars, researchers are confused, puzzled. What does the mean of sound and light and word? These things are not confined up to any specific natural elements and objects of nature, but from the open-mindedness, it can be felt that the word was, word is, and word will. Who he is, who he was, and who he will, in past, present, and future. There was the existence of Lord or God in the form of word, a power and energy which is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, forever with us, that never leave us alone in any situation, condition, and position. So no one can be alone. We have nature around us, and we are to be clear about the nature. Nature is our true friend. It is familiar with us. Nature never defeat, cheat, beat, deceive us, but it helps us, heals us in recovering, healing our irremediable diseases of the body, mind, and soul. What does the mean of nature? Externally, we see the nature in the form of air, fire, soil, sky, and water. So more we can find it in the form of birds, plants, trees, animals. In the different varieties of the geographical situations, and we feel the presence of Lord in the form of the sea, the moon, the sun, the stars, the sky. All these are forms of nature. So a man can never be alone anywhere. We must be fearless and friendly with nature. It is written all in our holy scriptures of the Holy Land. Dear friends, internal nature means nature of our mind, nature of our heart, nature of our blood, bone, brain, In medical science, doctors know this thing, study this thing, investigate, diagnose, find out different type of changes in the nature of the internal organs of the body. Every organ of our body can be studied, especially super specialist doctors study every internal organ in the form of complete organ in the completeness of body. They study it. We can take the example how God has made this miraculous, magical, musical human body. Since time immemorial, we were given invaluable breaths in it, and this human birth is really rare in all the 84 lakh species. Dear friends, we must know this thing for knowing the spiritual values, moralities of our country or society. Externally, when a potter who makes pots with the soil, the same soil he uses for the different kind of pots for their shape, size, figure. Likely that God has created this human body. These 5 elements, air, fire, soil, sky and water, he used to prepare the human body for framing this human body. He used these 5 elements. Externally, we see how farmer produces crops in their fields. A farmer, an engineer, a doctor, a cobbler, goldsmith, ironman, welder, all the professionals, bottom to top, root to fruit, they know this fundamental or basic principle or doctrine of the life, that temperature and pressure helps in forming the different size, shape, figure of the different things. Likely that this human body was not easily made by the Lord or God. After a long ups and downs, changes, man came in the form of human body. It is rare. So no man is poor in this world. If someone thinks poor, it means he is committing crime according to Swami Vivekananda. According to our holy spiritual religions, according to our holy saints of this earth, man's mind has a great power to do better, nicer, finer. Every moment of life that God has given us, that is precious, that is the result of blessings and grace of God or Lord to us. We should never waste. We should never think back. We should never have narrownesses, inferiorities. There should not be any frustration, depression while thinking so. So, dear friends, for the development of our nation and society, it is very necessary that we are to feel the presence of Lord or God in all the 5 elements. As Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj who got birth in 1469. He explained, defined, described that there is the existence of Lord or God in these 5 elements. It happened in 14th and 15th century period, before the discovery of India by Vasco da Gama. After that, many philosophers, historians, geographers tries to find out the mystery, chemistry, history of this universe. By knowing the presence of Lord or God, Swami Vivekananda proved, advocated and addressed in the USA in 1893 by addressing the people on the basis of the Vedanta philosophy. My brothers and sisters of the America, these cultural values, purity, sanctity and chastity of our cultural values, he explained to the worldly people just by his 2 words. He explained there, my country is known by its character, my country is not known by its colors. He explained, described, addressed by his soft-spoken behavior for the humanity. For long time, he became the follower of idolatry. He worshipped, but later on, when he got interviewed with the internal power in the presence of his Guru Ramakrishna Paramhans, then he left idolatry practices and interviewed inside, accepted, taught to the worldly people that humanity is our religion, humanity is our caste. Service to man, service to God. Body is the temple of God, heart is the seat of God. He put these ideas in front of the worldly people. Further, he explained that success means not the particular platform, so there should not be any depression and frustration in the youngsters. Success means continuity and regularity. As our heart never breaks in life, likely that success is the name of continuity and regularity, unrelentingly, unstoppingly. When we keep our efforts on, then definitely we get our goal, objective and success of life. It was the mantra, it was the formula, a lesson, an example which was kept by Swami Vivekananda to the worldly people. How one has power to change the whole. One word, one thought, one idea can bring revolutionary and visionary change in the external world. There are so many instances, examples, lessons we can take from the history. By the thought of Italy and Germany, in 1938, it became the cause of Second World War. There was negative motivation in them. Likely that positive motivation of the one person can bring a great change in the world. A man has power. A new word, a great word, a man has always inside in the human body. It is written in all our holy scriptures that our Indian youngster's mind is higher than sky, deeper than oceans, extensive than the earth. Its flow is more than the air. Its flow more than the water. So we should understand these principles or doctrines of the manufacturing field. What kind of connectivity, relativity God given us inside the human body? It is really amazing. According to Hindu mythology, there are 10 senses in the human body. But on the basis of the Holy Scripture, the Holy Bible, it says there are 5 senses. But their meaning of explanation is the same. Information may be different, but the meaning of the information is the same. Until and unless we do not close our external senses, we cannot understand the true, perfect ecstatic joy of the soul inside the body. How our soul can be unified with the super spiritual power of God. It is the true research for our researchers, those who are researching in Indian and international universities. Constitutionally, they know this thing that our country has no discrimination on any basis. Indiscriminately, we accept all, we welcome, thank, respect all, as nature created, generated, operated us in the form of friends and familiars. So there is not the question of indiscriminity, injustices, exploitation. A man who has come in this earth, his true aim to be selfless. When a man leads his life selflessly, he will know the utmost goal of life. How the sun is serving us, how the moon is serving us, how the sky, the stars, the sea serving us selflessly. But all these are lower in grade than human being. Man is supreme power on this earth. Man has a special objective. Oh brother, oh sister, we must understand it for knowing the purity, sanctity of our character. For preserving, protecting our environment, it is very necessary. To be friendly and familiar with nature, and above them, how man can serve, devote, dedicate for the nature. It can be understood by the internal linguistics. Today we study different subjects in our school, college, universities. But initially, when there was no language, literature, there was no grammar, there was no dialect. At that time, our holy religions were in the form of mega science. Science to spirituality, language to literature. Today we study, but science and technology, it is limited. It has also demerits, disadvantages. If we do not the technology with the freedom of thoughts, with the open-mindedness, we cannot understand the role of technology in the human life. These are just the means, sources, not the ultimate ends or goals of life. If science has given us different technologies, digitalogies, electronologies in the field of agriculture, industry, communication, transportation, hospital, then how is the power of our man's mind who has created this technology? How is he who has created this human mind of the man? It's the true title or topic of the research for our youngsters. It's the internal research. Who is speaking in us? Who is listening in us? Who is thinking in us? It is the topic of research. Oh man, oh brother, we can never deny or refuse from the presence of Lord or God. If water does exist in the earth, but it cannot be get without method, likely that it needs method to know the presence of Lord or God inside the human body. Word has power, but wordless is also the form of Lord or God. Word was given by that spiritual human body in the form of saints, spiritual fathers, and we repeated the holy words on the basis of sound and light. Dear friends, it was proved by Swami Vivekananda that we feel the presence of Lord even in lightless and soundless places of the world. If we do not think, know the presence of Lord, then our spiritual values cannot be completed. Our languages, science, different subjects of study, technologies, digitalogy, electronology, these are secondary, not primary. So we are to use them by knowing its limitations. Right place, right action is greatly needed for implementing and applying our technology. Today in the different sectors, in administration, science and technology, universities, colleges, in police department, railways, post offices, judiciary, hospitals, everywhere we are thinking that digitalogy or digital world is the God or Lord for them. It is our illusion. We have observed this thing from the corona epidemic. When there was not the fruitful results from the science or medical science, then doctors bowed in front of the holy temples of this holy land. It says that Lord is Lord, God is God, soul is soul. Incomparably matchlessness we find from the poem of William Shakespeare, who gave different examples throughout his literature, language and grammar. Being a philosopher of 14th and 15th century period, he wrote, addressed in the different kind of tragedies and comedies. He says that tragedy brings pity and fear. Comedy is temporary, but tragedy is permanent. Tragedy is longer than comedies, according to William Shakespeare. Many poets, saints, novelists, dramatists explained, described in their words that language is only the medium, technology is only the medium, science is only the means to reach at the ends of life. Science is the name of change, but something is unchangeable, permanent. About what Swami Vivekananda explained, John Keats explained. What does he say? Beauty lies in the eyes of beholder. Unread is more powerful than read. Unspoken is more powerful than spoken. Unwritten is more powerful than written. Unheard is more powerful than heard. Unlearnt is more powerful than learnt. How in dish has power to bring revolutionary and visionary change in the human mind on the basis of the philosophy of Swami Vivekananda and John Keats, we understand it. Plato and Wordsworth both are being found similar on their thoughts. What does Plato say about the evolution of this earth? The earth came in the form of existence, in the form of ideas. Idea came first on this earth. According to Aristotle, who favored science and says that something copied, imitated, that is in the form of external existence of this world. Today, through social media, we understand the power of our mind by copying, downloading, savings, imitating. But the true technology of the learning is the imagination. Imagination is the best educational technology that should be used by our youngsters in India and international universities. That will bring creativity, generativity and operativity in them. Otherwise, we have become just the source of plagiarism. We are plagiarizing the things. Nothing we are doing special, different. All our ministers, doctors, engineers, advocates, artists, traders, they know this principle. They are awarded different degrees on the basis of the research of our forefathers, foretellers, forecasters, initiators, beginners, starters, those who sacrificed themselves for the freedom of our nation or society or motherland. So we must know the spiritual values and salute our forefathers, foretellers, forecasters, astronomers, astrologers, free thinkers, freedom fighters, those who spent their time with nature selflessly. It is the right time, right action, right place for bringing the name, fame of our country and society in the world. Language is nothing but a source of communication. Only a source of communication for receiving and sending of the message. We communicate through language, a medium of conveying our ideas to one another. A language is a set of human habits, the purpose of which is to give expression to thoughts and feelings. In this era of globalization, information and communication technology, English has a special and predominant role in the communicative sphere of the world. It has a special identity in the field of education. While teaching, a teacher has to keep in mind the aims and objectives of the subject. Teaching requires certain directions. After all, success of teaching depends upon its aims and objectives. In the teaching of class subjects, the actual work of mind training is being performed. In the early lessons of English, the weapons are being forged. The tools are being made with which the work of mind training is to be performed. Language comes through discovery. In language teaching, this refers to the mode or manner in which language is used. Language has been considered man's most remarkable achievement. It is the essential research resource for language professionals, providing a rich and expert overview of research in the field of second language teaching and learning. Therefore, present unit will throw light upon different principles of teaching English in school curriculum. Initially, we learnt how to eat, how to put on clothes, how to sleep, how to travel. Everything we learnt from our fathers, parents. Inborn child learns different sounds from their parents by imitation. Imitation is the way of learning for the children, not for the creators, generator and operators of our society. Let us be true observer, examiner and evaluator of ourselves. Soul power. It is written that God helps them who helps themselves. Self-confidence can help us in knowing the unchangeable truth of life. Through the discovery of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru explained with the testament of truths, Mahatma Gandhi explained. Our all great men, saints, spiritual fathers, those who came in this world, they wrote on the basis of the spiritual principles of nature. Thanks, dear friends, for your presence. Once again, I thank all my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, the most honorable President Mr. Modi ji, respected advocates, advertisers, administrators and advisors, all the dignitaries, those who are listening with their devotion and dedication towards the word. Really it is praiseworthy and admirable moment. I once again, time and again, thank you all of you. Thank you. Thank you.